this is all good for the country. It may be bad for Donald Trump. It may be bad for Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'm not exactly sure what she's doing. I'm not exactly sure of her strategy. Do you know? This morning, I woke up thinking about how fast everything is unraveling right now. How it's just in just a matter of a few days, the same people who once claimed that they were unshakable marched behind Donald Trump like he was the second coming. And now they're peeling off. It's kind of like paint, right? In a cheap apartment, you know, when your landlord does the cheap thing so you can move in. Marjorie Taylor Greene, the woman who once treated Trump like both prophet and president, and now, after 1 week of pressure, she is out with videos and long posts tearing into him to shreds. Now, is it amazing to watch? Yes. It's not quiet disagreement at all. It's not a political distancing. This is full on fury. Now, he was interviewed, and I think he says, I still like her. I just disagree with her. I don't know. I don't believe that. This is, I would call this screaming to the phone. That he's calling him weak, calling his team corrupt, and accusing him of betraying the American people. So she posted online first that she was resigning. And so there's a long post of her, several pages long. And then she, you know, you see all of the text. And then she put out a 10-minute long video. Now, I'm not going to play the entire 10 minutes, but here's a good chunk of it. Watch this and tell me what you think.
My only goal and desire has ever been to hold the Republican Party accountable for the promises it makes to the American people and put America first. And I have fought against Democrats' damaging policies like the Green New Deal, wide open, deadly, unsafe border policies, and the trans agenda on children and against women. With that has brought years of nonstop, never-ending personal attacks, death threats, lawfare, ridiculous slander and lies about me that most people could never withstand even for a single day. It has been unfair and wrong, not only to me, but especially to my family. But it's been wrong to my district as well. I have too much self-respect and dignity. I love my family way too much, and I do not want my sweet district to have to endure a hurtful and hateful primary against me by the president that we all fought for, only to fight and win my election while Republicans will likely lose the midterms, and in turn be expected to defend the president against impeachment after he hatefully dumped tens of millions of dollars against me and tried to destroy me. It's all so absurd and completely unserious. I refuse to be a battered wife, hoping it all goes away and gets better. If I am cast aside by the president and the MAGA political machine and replaced by neocons, big pharma, big tech, military-industrial war complex, foreign leaders, and the elite donor class that can never, ever relate to real Americans, then many common Americans have been cast aside and replaced as well. There is no plan to save the world or a 4D chess game being played. When common American people realize and understand that the political industrial complex of both parties is ripping this country apart, that not one elected leader like me is able to stop Washington's machine from gradually destroying our country. And instead, the reality is that they, common Americans, the people, possess the real power over Washington, then I'll be here by their side to rebuild it. Until then, I'm going back to the people that I love, to live my life to the fullest as I always have, and I look forward to a new path ahead. I'll be resigning from office with my last day being January 5th, 2026. And I look forward to seeing many of you again sometime in the future. May God bless you all, and may God bless America.
Okay, I saw someone in the chat saying there's no sympathy to her tone. I don't disagree. It's obvious she's reading. I don't know how much she thought about this, or if it was, you know, as she was, maybe she knew she was going to resign, pardon me, after she, you know, started going on to The View and going on to CNN. Maybe it was part of the calculation, but it certainly came really quickly on Friday, and I stunned. Now, one thing that really stuck out to me that I've got to say, she FA'd and FO'd. She did, Ernest. She did, or Eris, excuse me. She effed around and found out. Because according to my sources, this is a letter that she wrote. According to my sources, after she went on The View, that's what they said. He put the word out and said, get rid of her. And so I don't know if she could withstand any of that. But she said, you know, in the past couple of days that she has been the target of Donald Trump and people could not withstand it at all. Marjorie Taylor Greene, where have you been? For 10 years now, Donald Trump has been targeting his political rivals, his enemies, people like me in the media, where our lives have been threatened. And that's not, I'm not making that up, that's fact. Where we have to have security guards and security constantly. Even now, we still have to have security. So I don't understand why as I said last week, okay, Marjorie Taylor Greene, you effed around and you find out, and now you're realizing how dangerous MAGA is. Basically, what you're saying is that the people who support you, the MAGA party, have turned against you and they're violent. And you're worried about them. You have to have security and precautions because of your own people. Think about that. How long you have been a congressperson, how long you have been going against Democrats and Joe Biden, and you did not have to worry about those things, at least not to this extent. When I saw you in Washington, I did not see a horde of security around you. And now all of a sudden you go against the very president you support and the very supporters you supported. And now your life is in danger, is in jeopardy, and you have to have security. I mean, come on, that says it all. For years, you have been talking smack about Democrats, but I don't remember any complaints about security and feeling threatened, but now you do. Shocking. So what is she up to? What does Marjorie Taylor Greene know? Who is she trying to warn and who is she trying to protect? Is it because people like Marjorie Taylor Greene, they don't suddenly get a conscience? As one of my dear friends reminded me this weekend, she said, people who have been on the earth that long don't all of a sudden change. They don't suddenly get moral clarity. They only get more strategic. They get scared, they get concerned, and then they get to self-preserving. So we'll see. And that's what this feels like. Like the MAGA universe is suddenly realizing that the center of gravity that they built their entire identity around is collapsing. They can hear the metal buckling underneath their feet right now. They can feel the walls closing in and the press closing in on the voters and the voters closing in. Here's Jasmine Crockett, I believe, explains this really succinctly about Marjorie Taylor Greene right now and the collapse, I believe, of the MAGA party. Here it is.
You know what? Honestly, I was like, you've got to be kidding me. You're on the other side of the president for 1 week and you can't take the heat. Imagine what it is to sit in my shoes, to not only be on the opposite side of him, but to have people like her who are constantly fanning the flames of hate. And imagine what those threats look like when you literally are someone like me. But at the end of the day, I know that I serve the people of Texas 30. And so my job isn't to be there and necessarily do whatever is going to make the president not be on my back, but instead is to focus on making sure that I can push forward with policies that are positive for Texas 30.
Well, there you go. Thank you, Jasmine Crockett. 150% right, Jasmine Crockett. And now she has the president on her back and she's all of a sudden concerned. First of all, I know it's an odd person to play, but I want to play Nick Fuentes and you're going to see what he has to say about it. Here it is.
This is why I have mixed feelings about it. On the one hand, I stand with her in principle. If she's criticizing Israel, if she's criticizing foreign aid, if she's criticizing H-1Bs, if she's criticizing the GOP conference, In principle, I'm with her. And if she got punished for that, then I'm with her. The reason I'm actually relieved to see her go is because she is not a principled person. This is not a principled person at all. She is a craven political opportunist. She is an egomaniac. She just isn't that smart. And, you know, on some level, it's the more the merrier. The more people are saying the message, it's a great thing. But I think that someone like her, I don't trust her. I don't really see her as a viable leader. I don't see her as a leader of men because she is a woman. And I don't think that she actually really took a brave stand at any point in her career. I think that it was popular to support Trump when she supported Trump. I think that it was convenient to support McCarthy when she did that. And I think that when she took up the mantle of dissatisfaction with Trump this year, again, I think that's where the wind was blowing. And so I don't think she's very principled.
You're muted, Don.
Okay, so here's what I'll say. What the hell?
My ears are bleeding.
The MAGA part. I know. I mean, he was a MAGA stan, and then he kind of went against Donald Trump because the H-1B visa thing, all of that stuff. And now he is going against Marjorie Taylor Greene. I mean, but you're the political strategist, Mike. Explain to us what this is and why is Nick Fuentes kind of making sense right now, even though he's a bigot and.
Well, let's not give Fuentes any credit in that. He did say that Marjorie Taylor Greene is not a leader of men because she's a woman.
She's a woman, yeah, I know.
And I don't know why these people, when they're pitted against each other, I have to pick one because there's an episode of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air where a bunch of different people are trying to make like mashed potatoes or stuffing, and they're trying to get the butler to tell them which one is best, and he goes, "It's a tie. You all lose." and that's how I feel right now. Like I don't really care about Fuentes. I don't care about Marjorie Taylor Greene. Like Taylor Greene is, I think, an opportunist. I think she reads the writing on the wall that the MAGA movement is falling apart, that the economy is in rough shape. That
you sound like Nick Fuentes right now.
Well, great. That's totally the comparison I want on your program.
Except for the women part.
Yeah, there you go. But you know, Fuentes is a garbage human being. Like he clearly believes that women are second-class citizens. He's basically a white supremacist. Not basically, he is a white supremacist. So I have nothing for either of them. Like they can both be gone. And Marjorie Taylor Greene's off to run for president, and it's going to be her and Tucker Carlson versus the JD Vance tech wing of the party. That's what it is.
Do you think she's going to run for president?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think. Well, based on what my understanding is, she wanted to run statewide in Georgia for governor, for Senate. Party stopped her. She hates Johnson. Yeah. She sees the polling. She sees a lane where Trump and MAGA might fall apart here, so she's going to try to claim her part of it. Maybe it'll work. I don't know. But
not governor of Georgia, and not. I think it's going to be governor of Georgia, senator. I mean, it's a stretch for president of the United States.
I mean, why would you resign to do that though? I think by the way, she's resigning just in time for her pension to come into effect, by the way.
Right.
Timing on that is incredible, which I'm not even shitting on her for doing that. I actually sort of admire that. I think we all would do that. She's basically quiet quitted Congress.
Yeah. Would you, just real quickly before I get to Reecie, were you surprised on Friday when you got the alert?
Yes. Yeah. I was surprised that she was quitting.
Why?
I didn't think she'd walk away. I felt like she wanted to be in the show so bad, but she probably feels like now she can get more attention. I mean, for God's sake, she was on The View like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So if I'm her, I'm going to write a book. I'm going to go on a national tour. I'm going to be throwing bombs. But here's the thing about it. It's not brave to quit your job in the middle of this because she could be taking real votes to help people and pushing the caucus forward. Instead, she's leaving, which lets her be a critic from the outside, but it's not brave.
If you were an advisor, would you advise her to run for president? Because you are a political advisor.
Yeah, but I can't imagine a scenario where I would work for MTG. But if I try to like put my hat on that, yeah, I think, look, to me, in this environment, in this media landscape, there's really no downside to running for president because you can grow your social media following, you can get a ton of attention, you can power broker some delegates and get into the next administration if you're lucky. So sure, why not?
All right. Reecie, when you got the notice on Friday, I want you to respond to what Nick Fuentes said, but yeah, go ahead. And then I'll ask you some more questions.
Well, my response is fuck Nick Fuentes. You know how much of a sniveling little bitch you have to be for Nick Fuentes to be your leader. I mean, look at him. He's a twig. He has this little bitchy voice. His hair is ridiculous. He looks like a little teenager. Like, that's your leader? Oh my God. Like, he need to take some of that creatine, okay? Buff him up a little bit. Have some alpha male energy. He just looks like a little bitch. You know, like, well, I'm just saying, like, that's pathetic if that's your leader. You know what I'm saying? Because he has got nothing going for him that would make me think he's the leader of the whites. But okay, that's fine. Marjorie Taylor Greene, I am surprised by it. I am surprised that she's resigning. I'm not surprised that she's going to get government handouts for the rest of her life by making sure that she waited till after she got her pension vested. You know, Republicans claim to be against government handouts, but she said, no, I'm getting my good pension and I'm getting my health insurance. But I think to Mike's point,
Reece, that she also has become a multimillionaire.
I can believe that. All that. Oh, today is a good day to buy this stock. Today is a good day for that. That Donald Trump was doing. I'm sure she was in on that. But I think to Mike's point, she could have been there to take tough votes. You know, this is a very narrow Congress, and so we saw how the gang of rascals, when Kevin McCarthy was the leader, extracted concessions and did all these kinds of things to disrupt Congress. They have the numbers if they wanted to do something similar and make Mike Johnson get a backbone. And so her bowing out is cowardice. It's convenient. If she were to run for office, then now she doesn't have the weight of having all these anti-Trump votes under her belt. She'll say, well, I voted with Trump 100% of the time and yada, 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 bullshit. And she still gets to run as like a batshit crazy right-wing Republican without having to have any kind of political skin in the game. And so I think she's going to play both sides. She's going to try to rehabilitate her image. That's what she's been doing, trying to temper it down a little bit. But at the end of the day, she was always an unserious person. She was never serious about legislating. She was never serious about improving the lives. She's always been an attention whore, and that's all she's going to continue to be.
Well,
sayonara.
Well, I saw the thing and she said, you know, I voted against this trans takeover and there are a couple of things. And I'm like, well, that's not, you know, that's not where the country is, which makes me, you know, think that if she wants to be president of the United States, I'm not sure all of this is going to work. I don't think that same playbook is going to work this time, Reece. I don't know.
Well, there's no chance in hell she'll be president yet. That's delusional. If that's what she thinks, that's delulu. But it's profitable to run for president. The thing about it is you run for president, you know you're not going to win, but you increase your profile. I mean, look at all the people. Look at Bernie Sanders. If Bernie Sanders ever ran for president, he would just be a guy who's been in Congress for 30 years and never passed a bill aside from naming post offices. So, I mean, there's certainly something to be said about running for president. You get to write books, you get to travel around the country for basically free on donor dimes. And so I think it's just a thing to do now, but I cannot imagine that she thinks the first woman president in 2028, let alone in 2038, is going to be Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Thanks so much for watching, everybody. Your support means the world to us. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you never miss a show. We're live every weekday at 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. Eastern Time with new clips dropping at 2 p. and 8 p. And if you want even more Don Lemon Show content, join the Lemon community. Members get exclusive posts, behind-the-scenes videos, and live chats just for you. So hit the join button or visit our channel page to sign up. Thanks again for all your love and your support, and I'll see you next time.